Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at one of my favorite filming spot locations, and guess what? We have one of those crossover SUVs that is like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going and going. Is this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Mazda CX-5. This one is the top dog trim, signature and all-wheel drive, plus the turbo. But before we get into this machine gray finish, I love this color on this CX-5. Before we get into this SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So Mazda, a company that originated back in 1929, actually was the producer of cork, not cars. In 1933, they came out with a three-wheeled little truck called the Mazda Go, and as they say, the rest is history. Now fast forward to model year 2025, believe it or not, the CX-5 is coming off of hot sales. It's been Mazda's #1 selling vehicle for many years, but looking at other compact crossover SUVs, this has been the top seller last quarter of model year 2024. What's Mazda doing right to where those sales are taking place? So what I want to find out is, why is the CX-5 the best-selling compact SUV currently in the market? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, the one major reason why I believe is going to be the style. Even though the CX-5, this design generation, has been around since 2016, almost 10 model years, it's still looking fresh. Now, it did get a refresh just a couple years ago, but still, like I said, generation platform, still the same one that goes back to 2016. Not many vehicles, period, can pull that off in today's market, especially an SUV. Now, at the front of the business, you'll see where that refresh first took place. You're gonna have the updated LED daytime running lamps, nice little signature design. You got your LED driving lamps. And then, of course, everything is in this super slim, sporty but classy headlight housing. Lots of body color finish. Please excuse all the dead bugs. It's been a little buggy here in Florida, and we've been driving the heck out of this CX-5. And then coming across the front grille, this is where they really get it right. So you have this gunmetal metallic gray finish on the signature trim, that massive Mazda badge, and then of course, forward-facing camera. Signature trim also gets a little bit of chrome finish. They do have other trims that have the darker chrome. This has more the bling-blingy chrome, but it's not a lot. Lower end of things, you can see our massive opening. I wish they would have done something a little bit differently with the two sides of that opening. Maybe giving me some driving lamps or something, some fog lamps. So that is a zonk. And then you do get this metallic silver finish on the lower lip. But like I said, comparing this to a Tucson, a Kia Sportage, even the Honda CR-V and the RAV4, the design on this has been way more timeless than any of those other models. You could even throw in there the Nissan Rogue as well, because those are all considered compact crossover SUVs. And we can look at the American brands too, the Ford Escape and the Chevrolet Equinox. This is still looking better. With my eyes, let me know how you feel about it with your eyes in the comment section. Now, as we rise up, I like the long sloping hood, simple, clean design, that machine gray finish. And then as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire subs. So when you go signature trim, you're gonna get these hand polished, nice dark aluminum wheels. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of this wheel? 19-inch wheel. We don't need ginormous wheels. Tire size is gonna be 225 on the width, 55 series sidewall, and nothing is painted around the fender of, nothing is flat black around the fender opening or gloss black. I was getting so excited, I almost forgot where I was at. So you have full body color all the way around, and you got the all-wheel drive, and you have the availability of a turbocharged engine. It seems like in this class, it's either feast or famine. You could get a turbocharged engine, have some sportiness, or the other side of the spectrum is you got something that does 0 to 60 slower than somebody on a skateboard. This Mazda CX-5, I think, is going to surprise you the way it drives. Let me know how you feel about the wheels with the full body color all the way around. I love it. And I think that's another reason why this design is selling so well, even though it's almost 10 years old. Coming down the side, we do have color match on the mirror caps. You got really slim, bright LED turn signals and 360-degree cameras. From the side, this is a compact. If you want bigger, you gotta go up to a CX-70 or a CX-90. CX-50 is maybe a little bit bigger. So CX-30, smallest. CX-5, next in line. CX-50, CX-70, and CX-90. That is your spectrum of crossover SUVs from Mazda. Now up top, no roof rails. I like that. I feel like, honestly, how many people use the roof rails if there was a set on a CX-5? I don't think many people would. I think those that want roof rails, go Subaru Forester, go Toyota RAV4, something like that. Color matched on the door handles, color matched on the side skirt extension by the bottoms of the doors. Love the way everything's color matched. Just a little bit of the bright shiny metalwork like we found up front on the grille. And I like the way it flares out into the quarter window. And then spinning around back, it's almost perfect. You know where I'm going, right? First of all, I hate this. This is a zonk, this stubby roof spoiler. Makes it look like a bulbous jelly bean or something from the back. And then if you had an actual spoiler to work with, we could get rid of the wiper and hide that underneath. That would really clean up the back because they do such a great job. The best lighting in this segment. Full LED, got a little badge action with our turbo badge. And then of course on the driver's side, CX-5 signature all-wheel drive. It's a mouthful, but it's worth saying because that's some good stuff there. Now working our way down to ground level, exhaust that's functional, it's real, stainless steel tips, nice oval opening slash cut, and I like the way they brought the metallic silver onto the bottom portion there. But like I said, almost perfect, almost. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk performance and horsepower of the CX-5. All right guys, we got the hood popped open, you have a prop rod. I'm gonna issue a double zonk. The reason why is, first of all, there's a prop rod. Second of all, it's like right in the freaking way. But once you work past that, you can see the engine cover with the turbo badge there and the Mazda badge. You're looking at a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline four. Now what's interesting is you could run this on premium fuel or you could run this on regular fuel. It's your choice. Regular octane gas, 87 octane, 227 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. If you want to use 93 octane, you actually get more going with the higher octane. 256 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque. It uses a 6-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 5.9 seconds. Top speed around 129 miles per hour. MPGs 22 in the city, 27 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs 3,832 pounds. Towing capacity is a little on the low side, 2,000 pound towing capacity. But like I said, those that want to really go the adventure way, I think have other options that they rather go with than the CX-5. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see what Zoom Zoom is all about. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Mazda CX-5 signature all-wheel drive turbo. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been looking for a new compact crossover SUV, and I've been holding off because some of these designs are freaky. I look at a Hyundai Tucson, and I'm like, how many different triangles can you put in the body lines of a car? So I'm liking this CX-5 just because of how clean it is. When it comes to the design, how much is it? So signature trim, starting price is $40,000. This one, the way that it's optioned, is right at $42,270. Let's see how it stacks up to the rest of the compact crossovers, to the door panels. I love the materials. Two-tone, dark, soft touch material up top with the contrast stitching. That's real open pore wood, but everything isn't sunshine and rainbows. I am going to zonk the gloss black around the switchgear. And I'm really wishing that they would do something different than dark chocolate material in the middle there. I do like the contrast stitching though. Just get some other colors for God's sakes. Door pocket is a nice large size to where you could get 2 gyros and a large bottle of tzatziki in there. We got the Bose sound system. And then going from the door panel to the dash, same thing. I do like the material, that real open pore wood. And I like the way the brown isn't on the dash. But it is somewhere else in here. I'll show you. Come on in. 10.25 inch infotainment system. The thing that I know everybody hates is that it's not a touchscreen unless you use Apple CarPlay. If you use Apple CarPlay, it is a touchscreen. You do have your full navigation, native navigation, and to access anything, you do have to use a direct drive control knob. That's going to be located down here on the center console. It is actually really easy to use. And to be honest with you, there's not a lot of choices to choose anyways. So you could go into info, go to fuel efficiency monitor, and there's our MPGs and everything. So let me show you another bit of information that's a little better than that one. Vehicle status monitor. So you could go into your maintenance details, see what needs to be changed when it comes to your oil, when it comes to rotating your tires, all those different things. Your next service, you could put all that reminder information in there. And then look at this, we're right back where we started. Now, cameras, push the button, which I'll show you when it comes to the business side. There we are out the front. Resolution is amazing. Trajectory and 360. And then, of course, if you put it in reverse, same story. That resolution is great. And you got the trajectory and you got the 360. And we're right back where we started. Working our way down, our start-stop button, heated steering wheel, and then you do have heated seats, but you also have ventilated seats. So they got you covered there on both ends. Love the knobs. Got a nice feel to it. Wireless charging plus a 12 volt all the way down there. So wireless charging, 12 volt. And then you do have the soft touch material with the stitching. More gloss black. You're not really touching this area, so I'm not bothered by it too much. It concerns me because there can be glare that hits this and then blinds you in the face. This is going to control your 6-speed automatic. You got your MI drive controller switch. I'll show you how that works when you come to the business side of things. There's that direct drive control knob, real volume knob, 2 cup holders, and we do have our Mazda key fob still looking good. It's one of those things. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Soft touch up top. Open it up. You got a nice little tray. This is where you're going to keep your rings, earrings. Maybe you got like a toe ring on your big toe. I can never understand toe rings. What is the purpose of that? And then another thing I can't understand is how some people wear so many rings, they might as well wear a set of brass knuckles. You do have 2 USB-Cs in there and a 12 volt and enough space, I would say, for 6 Nutter Butters. And I love Nutter Butters. Oh God, I actually love Nutter Butters more than Twinkies. The seats, nice leather. I do have to fix this. My OCD, I don't like when the headrest is raised up like that. You got the great stitching. Full electric assist for the passenger. Full electric assist for the driver. They are those chocolate brown type of seats. Not my favorite color. And then you get a standard sunroof. I would think for 42 Gs, I would have a panoramic sunroof. But you do have a standard size sunroof. Come on over here to the business end, though. I want to show you behind the sporty steering wheel in the CX-5. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have these really nice finished electric seat controls for your power seat, and you do have 2 memory seat settings. If you're looking for a comfortable seat, I know Nissan will say, oh, we got 0 gravity seats. The astronauts use them. These seats are really, really fantastic. They're supportive. They're comfortable, even for the long haul. I'm 6 feet tall. Plenty of room in here. And like I said, this is a compact crossover. This is not a midsize. Steering wheel. Mazda does a great wheel. Look how sporty that looks. It almost looks like it's right out of the MX-5 Miata. Flat black on the switchgear. You do have little plastic paddles to go up and down the 6-speed automatic. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you do have, there's that button to access your front camera. Real simple right there. When it comes to the dash, I like the way it's got the digital display in the center. It looks just like a speedometer. And then you have your analog information on both sides. There's our modes with the MI drive controller. Off-road is for the all-wheel drive when you're going down that dirty trail. And what's great too is that all that information is super clear, because on top of it, you got a head-up display. It's not a heads-up display, it's a head-up display. But why don't we go into the back seat so we could get a heads up on what Mazda's bringing in the CX-5. All right, guys, back seat time. And like I said, for a vehicle that was designed and produced starting in 2016, the way they organize this interior, it's really well thought out. Lots of room for you and your passengers, especially in the back seat. Nice large pockets. You could put an abacus back here and a Texas Instruments TI-86 calculator. You got 2 AC vents, but what's going on here? Uh-oh. Don't worry, watch, I'm gonna show you. I'm 6 feet tall still, lots of room. Pull this center armrest down, this is where everything gets better. 2 cup holders. We do have heated seats, the buttons built into the armrest. I wish there were ventilated seats, so that is a zonk, but I am glad that you do get heated seats. Nice soft on the center portion, because look at this, you open it up, you actually have 2 USB-A. See how it says USB? It's on my side, but there's 2 sitting here. Plus you have enough room for 2 swatch watches in here so that they don't get all scratched up. You got some felt lining. And then the seats, the material, just like up front, I just wish it wasn't like this brownish. Can we get some different colors, please? Red, blue, silver, gray, black. But anyways, why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see what we could stuff in this CX-5. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. What's nice, of course, you are gonna have the electric assist, especially on the signature trim. Now, looking at the space with the rear seats up, you're looking at almost 30 cubic feet of space. Love the way they have the handles to fold down the rear seats, and I'll show you how those work in a second. And I also love these nooks. You know, I was watching Shark Tank the other day, and what I saw was a company that actually makes these cooler bags for 12 packs. You take the 12 pack out of the fridge, you put it in there, you don't have to put ice or anything. It'll stay cool for up to 9 hours. That's perfect. Keep that right here when you're tailgating, when you're at the beach. You could grab yourself your favorite Mountain Dew, root beer, maybe even some Welch's grape soda. You got another nook for another 12 pack on this side. Let's see what's underneath the cargo floor, of course. Lift this up, you do get a spare. Another great reason why these sell so well. And then to get the seats down, it's easy peasy. Lori loves doing this. She loves putting the seats down, and they're so simple. I mean, you just pull that and it goes down, and I'll show you how it locks. It actually locks into place very nicely down like that. And then you could also do the other side. It's a 60-40 kind of thing, right? There you go. Nice and flat. Now you're looking at going from 30 cubic feet of space up to 58.1 cubic feet of space, and it's almost totally flat. So you'll be able to do the Costco runs, no problem. But now it's that time. Mazda's about zoom zoom. On throttle is about zoom zoom. So let's put the two together and go on throttle and zoom zoom in the CX-5. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Mazda CX-5. I have it in sport mode, nobody behind us, and if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. So great all-wheel drive system. Even though it has a 6-speed and many of the other competitors have 8 speeds, 9 speeds, and 10 speeds, it still does a heck of a job with the overall shifting action and the driving engagement. That's where I think you're really gonna like this CX-5, is that if you are the type of person that enjoys being behind the wheel of a vehicle, especially one that feels good, that you steer and you're able to communicate well with the car, Mazda just does something different that none of the other brands could touch. And the fact that this could be driven on a long haul on a highway, your favorite back twisty road, to maybe shorten up your work commute, really is one of the big reasons why this vehicle still sells so well. Now, yes, there is no touchscreen on the infotainment system, unless you use Apple CarPlay. But if you can get past that I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with all the other things that this is bringing. But going down the road, not too much wind noise, not too much road noise. It kind of has a nice balance to it. And the fact that they keep it simple, you have your 3 modes. You know, some of these vehicles, it's just getting stupid how many modes there are. And then no matter what mode you're in, it all feels the same. So I don't know what the point of that is. Also, like I said, you take the shifter, pull it over to your leg, and now you could use the paddles. You got a small gear indicator in there, which is nice. And you could do your upshifts and your downshifts utilizing that paddle, the 2 paddles on the back of the wheel. And I like the way that it does have a nice gear indicator at the bottom. It's not super large, but it's still easy to figure out where it's located because it's right there at the bottom in the center portion. And the downshifts are just as smooth as the upshifts are, which is really great. Head-up display, it's got your speed, it's got the posted speed limit. And we're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. I'm telling you, if you're looking for an SUV that loves to move, this is one of those vehicles. There's so many, like the Forester or the RAV4 or even the CR-V. They can't get out of their own way. Like, you go to merge and like it's this big hassle. This thing being turbocharged, having the all-wheel drive, really allows you to feel in control and also have that ability to get out of somebody's way or even your own way. A lot of people don't take that into consideration. They think when I mention 0 to 60 in an SUV, I'm just talking about taking it to the racetrack. No. When you're going on an on-ramp or you're pulling out onto a road, you want to be able to get up and move so that somebody doesn't hit you. It's that simple. But I love the feel of the wheel, the feedback through the wheel, and just the great visibility. All of the driving safety features, that goes without saying, are there. And up front, at least you got the heated and the ventilated seats. Not so much for the people in the back. They just have heated. But up front, you do have heated and ventilated seats in this signature trim of the CX-5. But I really feel it's a great size for those that maybe live in a highly congested area, yet still need a good amount of cargo space and a good amount of passenger volume. Plus, it has the good driving dynamics that you want. But it's just really one of those vehicles, like I said, it makes you feel good when you're driving it. And that's really rare when it comes to crossover SUVs today. So many of them just focus on more and more technology, bigger screens, touch screens, all this stuff. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty of driving, they suck. This CX-5 may not have the latest touchscreen technology, but it is a good car to drive. And that 2.5 liter turbocharged engine has already been around the block several times. So we're gonna go ahead though. Hopefully this has been a good overall review of the CX-5 Turbo signature trim. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right guys, been another zoom kind of day with this 2025 Mazda CX-5. Definitely want to thank everybody over at Mazda USA getting us access to this press fleet vehicle. Now it's your turn to let Mazda know what you think. Why is this the best-selling compact crossover SUV right now in the segment? Let me know what your thoughts are. It's incredible because, like I said, the style, the engine power, the way it drives, the interior. To me, it's a no-brainer why this is still such a top-selling crossover SUV, compact size. But let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rides family. Gotta give it up to LGR. Lori loves Mazdas, especially when it goes back to the zoom days, because she likes to go on throttle and definitely do some zoom. So thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.